Hello, today I am going to be reviewing and taking a look at the NECA Ultimate Elder Predator from Predator 2. I've been looking forward to getting this guy for about a week now since I ordered him, and I'm pretty happy with him so far. So, starting off with packaging this time, before anything else, it's going to be a pretty quick and smooth look at the packaging. So the box is this nice, pretty big window box. It has some beautiful artwork on the front. It's kind of hard to get it all in frame. Actually, I'm just gonna pick up my phone and show you. It has this really nice artwork on the front, Predator 2 logo on each side with the 30th anniversary of the movie, some instructions and legal stuff on the bottom, and the back is a lore explanation of the Predator, or this guy specifically, and some action shots and some advertisements for other figures on the side here. The box opens up from the front with a front flap. There's a picture of him there and the packaging inside. It's a nice box, I like it. It looks cool. Oh shit, yeah, I'm using these other phones for light because my lighting is kind of bad in most of my videos. Okay, so now the packaging is done, let's take a look at accessories. So he includes a blast effect for his plasma caster. It simply plugs into the barrel with this little peg on the inside. It's a very nice looking translucent orange plastic and it looks pretty cool. It's a little flimsy, but that's just because it's so thin, but that's not really a problem. It is heavy on the plasma caster and makes it kind of fall down a little bit, but it's not a super huge problem in my opinion. But this looks cool. I like it. He also includes a human skull and a skull with a spinal column attached to it, which looks pretty damn sick. It looks wicked rad. They're sculpted and painted and dry brushed very well. I think they're dry brushed, I can't really tell. But they have a nice brown, dirty looking wash to them. The painting is great. And it looks pretty realistic. There are even cracks and seam lines in the skull where they would actually be on the real human skull. And it looks pretty sick. I like it. He includes several hands. He has the splayed hand on his left arm and the gripping hand on his right, which is the closest you'll get to a fist with this guy. So he also includes, for some reason, a smart disc holding hand, even though he doesn't have a smart disc. But it's still a nice option to have this. It looks good. And all of these hands have the same peg system where the... Whoa, almost knocked my phone down, Jesus. But they all have the same peg that goes up and down in the wrist. And the hands are sculpted very well. The knuckles are great. The little silver metal bits around the bottom of his fingers looks good. The glove itself is really nice. The skin texturing. You can even make out the tendons underneath his skin a little bit there on the back of the hand. It looks great. He also has a splayed or open right hand, and the same positives can be said about this that were said about this hand, and every good thing applies to all of them. But they all look fantastic. Painting, sculpting, shaping, all of it's great. His claws are pointy and appropriately painted black. He includes this left loose gripping hand, which I'm not really sure what it's intended for, unless it's for the flintlock he comes with. But this is a loose gripping hand. It doesn't really hold anything that I know of, but that's just me not knowing what it's for. But it looks cool. He includes the flintlock pistol from the end of Predator 2 that he gives to the main character of the movie. Okay, what the fuck? That wasn't supposed to happen. He includes the flintlock that he gives to the main character at the end of Predator 2 for killing one of his allies. I think the pistol said it was from 1732 in the movie, if I remember right. But it's sculpted and painted incredibly well, even has a hole in the barrel. And it looks really, really cool. These pieces are soft plastic, so they're probably not going to break. The hammer and this part, it's soft, so it probably won't break or snap easily. That's a good thing. And now, besides this masked head he has on right now, he comes with 2 other heads. Okay, starting off with the unmasked. He has an unmasked head, and you can make out his eyes, his teeth, everything very well, and it looks beautiful. There's even a little golden ring hanging from his mandible there, which is an actual tiny chain. It looks so good. It's incredible how well they were able to pull something like this off. His eyes are sunken so deep into his head, but you can make them out very, very clearly. It looks great. And most of the dreads are individual. These 3 are stuck together in like this little metal band. And a couple of them are stuck together, like, yeah, these 2 with the jewelry. But a majority of them are individual, and they're very soft and rubbery. This maskless head looks great. I like it. And he also includes the Golden Angel helmet, or mask if you want to call it that. And this looks dope as hell. And it lights up. So you take the top of it off, flip this tiny little switch to the right side of the head, and the eyes come on. It's a very strong light. Come on. There we go. That looks fantastic. It almost looks like a Bionicle mask, in a weird way. I don't really know what the lore behind the Golden Angel helmet is, but whatever it is, it's great. It does include batteries and is pre-installed with them. But this helmet looks fantastic. Same positives as the other head. Beautiful sculpting, painting, shading, everything. And now getting into the Elder Predator himself, starting off with paint and sculpt. He looks damn beautiful. I have no real problems with the sculpt and paint on him. Oh, he does have another accessory that I forgot about, actually. Let's see if I... Okay. He also includes this nice sword, which looks fragile, but in how I've messed with it, it hasn't broken yet. And it looks great. The wraps on the grip are cool. The blade itself is nice. Oh my gosh. This isn't supposed to keep happening. I didn't know this flashlight was on a timer. But the blade looks good. It's very cool. I'm going to leave it out for now. And now getting into him himself. His plasma caster / backpack is technically an accessory, but it does come off. But you're probably going to leave it on him a majority of the time. I'm going to leave it off for the rest of the video, actually. But to show you how it attaches, it has a little hook here at the bottom of it, and a tab in the top of it. There's the tab, and there's the hook at the bottom. The hook goes into this little edge at the bottom of his back, above my thumb, and the tab on top goes into this little hole on his shoulder. But leaving it off for the rest of the video, well, getting into it first. The sculpt and paint is fantastic. It looks very, very heavy, and it looks like metal. The plasma caster itself is on a ball joint at the top of it, and it is on a hinge joint as well, on its attachment point. But that ball joint is pretty strong, and it holds its position very well. Okay, now getting to the rest of him. So his necklace, this bandolier thing, and his bag are all separate pieces. You can take them off by taking off his head and just removing them individually. So starting at his head, I guess, he can look down that far, look up that far, full side-to-side movement, And it can rock a little bit. It can rock a lot more than I thought, actually, never mind. But it looks good. The arms, okay, this is just my copy, but this arm, his right one, does not want to move out very far. And I don't know if that's because of the shoulder pad or it's just tight. He has a bicep rotation, double jointed elbow, a forearm swivel. The wrist blades slide in or out and in. And his wrists are on a peg hinge joint and can twist and rotate. This little cloth piece on his elbow is a floating separate part, so it's not really in the way of anything. His other arm is the same, but you should be careful with this tube connecting his armor. I've heard that these can rip, but this arm is the same. Bicep or forearm swivel, bicep swivel. The shoulder pad is attached to the arm itself and can move out of the way. And this arm does like to move up a little bit more than his right. The torso can twist and rotate. A little bit of a rock, not much. Basically no ab crunch or back crunch, but it works. The thigh armor is a separate piece attached to the lower leg and is very soft rubber. The thighs can swivel in and out. The knees are double jointed and can go that far. And the ankles are on a simple ball joint. They can rock, kick back far, and forward that far. Not a lot on the feet, but it's probably enough. The belt is a floating piece as well, and it can spin fully around him. It's just, there's no reason for it to, in my opinion. I'm not going to really mess with it because I don't need to, but the belt can move freely. I would give this guy maybe a 8 out of 10 for articulation. It could be better, but I think it works for a $40 figure by NECA. I know what to expect from NECA, so I'm not mad. I'm actually impressed with how good this guy is. He's pretty sick. Now, I think there's supposed to be a tube connecting this pauldron to his chest piece because of those holes, but it's not there. That might have been done on purpose. I'm not sure. I've seen Anthony's Customs video on this figure, and he mentioned that tube, and I'm not really sure if that's intended by NECA or if it's just a misprint copy or a thing that's supposed to happen. I'm not sure. But shout out to Anthony's Customs, I guess. I love his videos. Anyways, moving on a little bit. His painting and sculpting is insane. He looks fantastic. It almost looks like actual skin. I'm incredibly impressed with how good this guy looks. His butt flap is a soft rubbery piece of plastic and is washed and painted very nicely in a dark, dirty brown. It looks nothing short of great. Anyways, I actually like this guy a lot. His articulation's a little rough and a little hard to do, but it's not bad. It's very far from bad. His head can move plenty, in my opinion. Up, down, and it has a rock to it, which is really good. I love it when heads have rocks, so you can have some attitude to your figures. His arms are a little bit limited, but not too much for it to matter. Like, you can get them straight up. You can have him bend his arms out far enough. His elbows work very well. He's not that bad. He's pretty damn good. He was about $40 on Big Bad Toy Store, where I got him, and he shipped really quickly and arrived really quickly. So, shout out to Big Bad Toy Store. That's where I get most of my figures from. Unless it's a Figma, which I buy Figmas directly from their store page, except for her. I got her on eBay. But anyways, this guy is probably an easy 9 out of 10 for a cheaper, lower-end figure. He's pretty damn cool. All of his clothing is soft pieces, by the way, you know. This loincloth, soft tassels. His armor, soft pieces. The sheath itself is hard plastic, but the belt is soft. His pouch is soft and can move. His little skull thing can move. His necklace is a separate piece. All of it. Lots of loose pieces, lots of soft pieces, and that's very good. And again, this elbow cloth is soft, so no real issues with moving him with parts that are possibly in the way. Although you do need to be careful with that tube, because that is stretched very far on his elbow. Anyways, I give this guy a 9 out of 10. I really, really like him. Anyways, peace out, guys. And sorry about the awkward shit that happened during this video. Buy him if you want. He was about $45 on Big Bad Toy Store, and I give him a pretty high rating.